All right, so today we're doing a gym owner breakdown with Kev McGuigan. So, Kev, just to get started, just dive into a little bit of background about your gym. So, where is your gym? What kind of model do you run? How long have you been open? All of those kinds of things.
Okay, so my name's Kevin, and I own a gym in Northern Ireland, so it's in Kells. We do group training, and we've now been running for 5 years.
Nice. All right, perfect. So, obviously, we've been working together for a good few years now. So, when we kind of first spoke, can you remember back then, like where the business was at, like what was tough and challenging at that point that you were looking to kind of make some progress with?
So whenever before I joined these guys, I had only opened about a year, so I was doing like a mixture of different things. I was doing semi-private, I was doing group coaching, I was doing one-to-ones. So it was a bit of a messy sale when you were trying to sell it. You were going conversations were just getting messy. And the business model itself was only starting out. So I quickly realized when a business opens up, it kind of gets an injection of people, and you think, "Oh, this is great, this is growing," and then all of a sudden it hit like a level of I wasn't going anywhere, and then it started to decline a bit. And at that point, I hadn't got anything in place. I was a personal trainer. I opened a gym, and as you know, Mike, running a business and being a personal trainer are two different things altogether.
Yeah.
Really, I after the injection of just opening the business, which felt good. Then it started to decline a bit, and I was noticing I was kind of losing more than I was bringing in. And I noticed that, the money that was coming in wasn't just enough, and things had to change because I didn't know how to run it. I didn't know how to do numbers. I didn't know how to do anything, to be honest. I was just winging it, and it was going to fail.
Obviously, I was similar to you, where you start off, you think, I'm a great coach, I'm a great personal trainer, and I'm going to open a facility, and you think everything's going to be perfect and just work well. And then you realize, as you said, that, running a business is completely different to being a good coach. There's lots of things that you have to get in place to, make a gym business work. And you can get like a false sense of how well things are going to go because when you first open, you get that influx of people who've maybe trained with you before, who know you
Yes.
already as a coach and all that kind of stuff. You think, oh, this is going to be easy. Like the first 50 members to a lot of gyms come reasonably straightforward through organic and, referrals and word of mouth and all that kind of stuff. But then you hit a sticking point where you're like, actually, I need to learn how to market and sell and deliver and turn like strangers into clients and not just rely on my current network kind of thing.
Yes.
And it sounds like you were obviously in a similar spot. So like what were, after we started working together there, what would you say were two or three of the kind of biggest changes that we implemented in the first few years to help you go from in that spot where you felt, it hit a sticking point to then starting to see some progress with the business again?
The first thing, Mike, was obviously getting the system set up. The system was quite hard for me to set up because I wasn't good at tech, but I got all the help I needed from Jess and you guys, which was brilliant. And then it was understanding ads because obviously the ads is the key, as you know. Once I figured out, how to eventually get an ad set up, and then how to track it, and then how to identify the problems. Then I started to see the business starting to grow because we were starting to bring in more than we were losing. And that was probably one of the most impactful things, to be honest. Then I think after that, Mike, was the standard of the gym was just kind of upgrading the standard of the gym because the ads then were doing the job well. And what happened then, we were starting to get a lot of people in. So it was then it's having an info session, having the standard of the gym, the coaching. It was having the team in place and having everything ready for the people that were coming in because they were starting to come in like in maybe 15, 20 per month when we weren't used to that. We were only used to maybe three, four coming in per month. So we were getting a flood of people coming in the door, which was is massive. So then it was the standards of our facility then had to change as well because we had to upgrade a lot of things. We had to make it better. We had to structure things better. So everything was on the program in terms of, how to program, how to run your ads, how to track your ads, how to identify any weaknesses in the ads, fix them. I'd say more than anything, making understanding ads and being able to do them properly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's obviously a huge part of it because, like, we always talk about with, within the program, like everything is kind of downstream from lead generation. Like, if you can't generate leads, you can't close clients, you can't have people in the gym, you got no revenue, you can't change people's lives, like all of that kind of thing. So it is kind of, top of the funnel, so to speak, where you need to be able to get attention and turn that attention into leads and sales so you can ultimately have member conversions on the back end where you're going to make, the large majority of the money that gym is going to generate.
Also another big thing at the start was the sales calls with Cal. They made a
Yeah.
massive difference because obviously we were doing lead ads, so we were getting a lot of people on the phone. I hadn't got a lot of experience in sales at a bit. I thought I was okay at it, but whenever you're constantly talking to a lot of people, you need to be better at it. And going
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
calls with Cal every week really helps. So two big things was learning how to sell properly and learning how to do the ads. They're massive. They are massive
Yeah.
to run a business.
Of course. All right, perfect. So tell me a little bit about where the business is now. Obviously, we know where you started, but what has that looked like in terms of member growth from back then to where the gym is at the minute in terms of members, revenue, your kind of role and free time around the business and all of those kinds of things?
Okay, mate. So whenever the business first started, I think we were playing around with around 70 clients. We're currently sitting with 195 active. Revenue wise, for the last 18 months, we have been above 23K every single month. Maximum we've hit was around 26. And now since we opened with you, we have expanded the facility. It was started at a 1,400 square foot. Then we expanded it to 3,200 square foot. And now we've opened in here, which is obviously the solo add-on.
Yeah.
So the gym has massively grown throughout, and it's all down to the success of the gym owner program. Obviously, the money coming in we were able to consistently invest in it. So that's where we're at in terms of gym, in terms of members, in terms of revenue. In terms of me, it's given me the tools. More importantly, it's given me the tools to live life on my terms. So I only do 2 shifts a week, Mike, and I can stop doing that at any stage if I want. I've got coaches there, but I enjoy that. So literally 2 days a week, and the rest of the week I can do whatever I want. I don't get me wrong, I do work on the business every morning, but it's choice of how many hours I need to do. Just with the gym owner program, the systems, the team, and everything is I just run such a superior business now. I'm in a place now where when I first joined gym owner, there was guys talking like I'm talking now, and I was like, wow, how did they get to that level? Is that possible? And here we are a few years later, I'm in the same position. It's a really good place to be, mate. So first of all, a big massive thank you to you and the team. It means a lot, man. This program
No.
is outstanding.
Mate, I'm glad to hear that. And obviously, it's been great to see your progress over the last few years because you've, been a client that's kind of always got your head down, putting the work in, implementing the systems and everything that we talk about. And it's obviously paid off for you massively as well. So, final question then, Kev, is just, from your perspective and the relationship that we've had over the last few years working together, what would you say are like the top 2 or 3 biggest results or biggest benefits that you've had from us working together so far?
Biggest benefits is learning how to run a business properly, mate. Understanding business, running a business properly, and now having created financial freedom and work freedom are all massive to me.
Perfect, mate. All right.
I would
Awesome,
just
mate. I appreciate. Go on.
say one thing, Mike, to anyone listening to this, that if they're thinking about the program or they do join the program, something I kind of regret a bit is not going all in on it, not doing exactly what you asked us to do, because the investment sometimes in the ads can put a bit of fear in you, and you kind of
Yeah.
you dip your toes in, you put maybe 20, 40 a day, stuff like that, and you think that's a lot. But in reality, it might be a case of having to put £100 in a day, but it pays back a return on investment and it comes in far faster. So I could have grew my business far faster if I had a wee bit more, if I had a wee bit more courage and a wee bit more trust in the program. So that is something I regret. And just for anyone out there that's thinking about joining, when you come in, just do exactly what Mike asks you to do, and you're going to get exactly where you want to be.
Just do as you're told, guys.